So we are live. Okay, so welcome to Tish and Friends. So I don't know if you guys know, but today, last year, I actually released an episode of Tish and Friends. It popped up on my what's that Facebook thing? The memories.
Memory, yes,
Yeah.
memory.
So it popped up on the memories, and I was like, "Oh, I'm bringing Tish and Friends back. That's so dope."
Yeah.
Oh,
So
1 year anniversary.
Uh, it's like the 1 year anniversary in the month.
Okay, got you.
And so due to COVID, I can't do Tish and Friends how I used to. So I'm
Yes.
trying to figure out how to bring it back. And so I like this whole panel discussion stuff on Zoom. I need Instagram to get with Zoom though.
Yeah.
Yes. Or allow you to do more than one person per.
Right,
Oh,
right.
exactly.
So I decided to do it this way so that I can also have content for later. And today we're basically going to be talking about the curly girl experience. I'm natural. I've been on my natural journey for well over 10 years, back and forth with big chops. I did like 3 big chops. I permed
Wow.
time. So this journey has been a long one. And so
Yeah.
through that journey and also being a curly girl of color, I come across a lot of biases and also listening to other women's experiences as kids with curly hair. I thought it would be important to have an open discussion about the curly girl experience, the good and the bad, because it's not all bad. And not
No.
everybody has a bad experience in childhood, especially now. Like the people that were born like late 90s, like those kids, they kind of had a better upbringing when it comes to their curly hair because that's when it like started to become more acceptable. But before I get into all of that, I want to do intros because I have my girls with me. I have Jeanette and Donna with me, so I want them to tell everybody, their name, their age, where they're from, so that can include your family heritage as well, and what you do for a living, because you guys are my business partners as well.
Mm-hmm. Who
So,
wanna go? I'll go first, Donna.
Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Jeanette. I am 28 years young. I am from New York, but my parents were born in the Dominican Republic, making me Dominican as well. I am a financial counselor, full-time financial counselor for NYC Hospital, but I am also an entrepreneur. I work with Tish as my business partner that she's mentioned with Monet. So I do both, which is great because we're going to talk about so many amazing things with hair. But yeah, that's who I am.
So, hi everybody. I'm Donna, and I am 36 years young, and I am a licensed master social worker. I provide early intervention services for kids ages 1 to 3. I've also have experience dealing with adolescents with emotional disturbance and a lot of mental health issues. So that's something that's always been close to my heart. And I am also a market partner with Monet, and I love what it has done for my hair. We'll definitely talk about that more, but hair has been a journey since childhood. And now having kids of my own and dealing with their hair, and we all have different hairs, so this is just going to be a really good discussion.
okay. And for those that don't know, I am Tashana Ferguson. Some of my friends call me Tish. I am a makeup artist and hairstylist in the entertainment industry. So what that means is I freelance for record labels. I work for a newsroom. I also have private clientele with I have brides and have red carpet clients, and HBO is one of my clients. So that's what I do full time. During COVID, I was not able to do that. So I started two new businesses. The second business is 413 Collective, which is a Christian merchandise line. It sells athleisure apparel. That's basically for the 2020 Christian, the girl that listens to Juvenile, the guy that likes to dub on the girls in the club. But they in church on Sunday, they are spreading the gospel. It's for that Christian. And it also has some Black empowerment pieces as well, something that I'm super passionate about. And then I have a business with Monet, which is great. Network marketing has done a lot for my life in general. I've been in network marketing for about 10 years now. And it has changed the way I view business, the way I run businesses. My exposure to network marketing actually helped me start my first business, which is makeup artistry and how to run that. I'm 35 years old. My family is black, regular black period, like my shirt. My father's side's from the South. My mother's side is from Barbados, but that's down the line. So that's another reason why I have a shirt that says I'm black period, because I hate when people are like, what you mix with? When they play in my hair or when I'm at the hair salon, what do you mix with? Oh, your eyes are so brown. What do you mix with? Oh, your mom looks like that. What do you mix with? Like, I'm black. That's what I am. So we're going to get into some of the questions. I have about 6 questions that I'm going to ask, and we are all going to answer them. The first one is, what does your hair mean to you? And you can speak a bit about your hair journey. Donna? Is Donna frozen?
She is. I thought she was just looking at you.
Oh, all right, Jeanette, go, and then we'll see what's up with Donna.
I really thought she was just looking at you, and now I see that she did not move once. What does my hair mean to me? Well, it has been a journey. Oh yeah, she's getting back in. It has been a journey. Well, for the past year and some months now, I have finally transitioned my hair fully, 100%. And now that I'm here, I am so in love with my hair. I'm just like, this is me. This is really me. But I don't know if you want me to go deep into my journey or.
Well, we want to know, like, what does your hair mean to you? So if that means the way you look at your hair now is because of something you experienced on your journey, I would love to hear that.
Oh, yes. Okay, great. So I remember growing up, I used to always have a lot of hair. I used to remember going to the hair. So my mom used to take me to hair salon. They used to be like, girl, you have a lot of hair. They used to try to like make it as pin straight as possible because my mom was like, I can't manage all this hair. It was just too much hair. So after a while, growing up, my mom used to also what she remembers from growing up, she used to always say, even like having curly hair, like, you don't look presentable. Like, you need to get your hair done. And especially because I had a lot of hair, and I used to always want to rock it curly because it was more free to me. It's just like, this is just it. It's just easier, gel it up, wash it. Yeah, but I then having that in my mind, like, all right, if I'm going somewhere, if I want to get cute for school, if I'm going to a party, I had to straighten my hair because I felt like, okay, this is where I look my best with straight hair. And for me, it was just like, I would hear it a lot. Even men that I dated that were like Dominican, they would tell me like, you're not going out with your hair curly like that. Like, they'll be like, you go get your, like, they like me more with my straight hair.
Wow.
So all those years, I literally damaged my hair because I used to flat iron and make sure it was pin straight. If I saw any wave, I would go put the flat iron again because I wanted my hair to be straight. Even where other girls had curly hair, I loved it, but I was just like, for me, like, no, like, because I remember everything I used to listen to.
Wow.
Until last year. I mean, since you know me, I always wanted to transition my hair, and then I fell back to that, oh, but it's New Year's, oh, but it's Christmas, oh, but we going somewhere, and I would go back to that, and I'd feel like I just didn't look good. So till last year, I made a decision. I'm like, no, I'm going to go natural. Like, I want to remember what my hair used to be like, because I forgot what even hair curl type I had because I lost everything. I remember it being really, really curly, but I just don't remember, obviously, the curl type. So last year, I made a decision, the best decision that I ever made with my hair, because now I just feel free.
Right.
I feel free, and I feel like this is it. This is me. Now I straighten my hair once, and I'm like, oh, that's not me. Like,
Right.
give me back my curls, and I just love it. But yeah, that was my journey of my hair. Like, I had to learn from seeing other curly girl embracing their hair to be like, okay, I want to take that path as well.
Okay. Donna's back.
Hey guys.
Donna, girl, you scared me. You was like pause for a good minute. Like,
Yeah, that's what happens when everybody is on the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So I just had to go shut everybody down and tell them to get off the Wi-Fi. Because,
yeah, get off.
So where are we at?
We're still on what does your hair mean to you? I'll answer quickly. For me, my hair means power and strength to me because of everything that I have had to go through to get here. I personally, I remember as a kid when my mother would do my hair, it hurt so bad. And I would be crying and all of that. And I think at some point my mother gave me like a kitty relaxer to loosen my curl pattern a little bit, just to make it easier for her, because back then we're talking, I was born in 85. So we're talking that we don't have, they didn't have much education on hair, but how to straighten it. So that was the solution. It was either hot combing it or the relaxer. So I too didn't know what my curl pattern was. I had ended up when I became a teenager, my mother kind of let me start doing my own hair, and I kind of like fried my hair because I was always straightening or always adding, like by the time I was a senior, my mother let me start wearing like extensions. So I'm bonding extensions into my hair, and my hair was done. So I remember there was one time, I think I was 17, and my mother wouldn't perm my hair because she didn't have enough time. And I probably was overdue. For like a couple of weeks, I had all the new growth. I sat in front of the mirror and cried because I felt so ugly because my hair was reverting back. And I remember when I started my natural hair journey, I was like, that came from somewhere. Like, I have to figure out, why does my hair trigger the way I feel so much in such a negative way? And so I tried to go natural. And first I was doing the transitioning thing. I started noticing that when I wore my hair out instead of like a weave, I was getting different type of attention. And we're talking about, I was like 22, 23 when I first tried the natural thing. And like, so if I wore a weave down to my butt, everybody looking at me, all types of guys. But then if I'm wearing my hair natural, it's like, you might get the, hey queen, you get those. You don't get the I'm sexy vibe when you have curly hair back then. So that kind of played with my identity because, again, at that time, it was like, I'm still searching for who I am. And so what other people think had an effect on me. But then most recently, maybe in the past 2 years, year and a half actually, I cut off all my hair all the way down. I had a Caesar, and I said I was starting from scratch. And it actually took for me to cut my hair down to a Caesar for me to really see my beauty and how beautiful I was. And people are so scared to cut all their hair off. So scared. And I'm not gonna lie, I was scared too, because you don't know what's under there. You don't know what it's about to look like. But yo, I remember looking at myself like, wow. And that was the start of like, I have to take care of my hair. I want this hair to flourish. And I knew at some point I wanted to start a family. And it was very important to me that I get comfortable with myself and my hair, because I want my future son to look at me and say, that's what beauty is. That's the type of woman I want to go after. And I want my future daughter, you know, whatever God blesses me with, that like she looks in the mirror and she's happy with what she sees, or she looks at me and knows that what beauty is. But that starts with me first. So my hair, like I said, it means power, it means strength, because there's so many tears and days and nights of feeling less than when you have curly hair, because what society's standard is long, luxurious, easy to handle hair. And that's not what curly hair is. So that's what it means to me. Donna?
My hair, for me, has always been my glory. I think my dad is the one who gave me that word. I remember being a little girl and just being fed up with my hair because it never did what I wanted it to do. I really didn't know how to do my hair. And it was crazy because by the time I was 10, I was doing my own hair and messing it up.
Right.
My hair was like broken in the front from always putting it in a ponytail and all the gel, and then just that excess pulling. So I always had problems. But when it came to like at an early age, thinking about like cutting your hair, because I remember it would hurt so bad. I'd be like, I just want to be a boy. I was like, I just want to be a boy. I don't want the hair. And then, I grew past that whole thing that you needed to be a boy to have short hair. And then it's just like, well, I just want to cut it. And then it would be like, no, you can't cut your glory. Like, that's your hair. Mm-hmm. And I know for my dad, when he looked at my hair, I reminded him of his mom. Like, I kind of have that type of, I get my hair type from her. So I always had this thing of, I got to keep my hair. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize I actually had curly hair until high school. Wetting it and like watching it curl up, but I didn't know how to maintain it. I didn't know the different products that I needed to use at that point. So I would wear it curly one day and the next day it would look crazy. And I was just like, how do I do this? Like, I don't want to be washing my hair every day in order to get it curly. Mm-hmm. So I kind of stuck to the curls in the summer because I didn't mind washing it in the summer and going out with wet hair. They tell you in a Black home, you're not supposed to go out with hair. You're going to come back.
You will get sick. You will get sick.
Come on, So I kind of kept my curly to the summer, and I actually got attention because of my curly hair. I won't say it wasn't negative, but it was.
When we was in high school, it was like you had the good hair because your hair curled up all nice and stuff.
But it was like because I didn't know what to do with it, like the ends, like the roots would be so crazy, and I didn't have the definition. It was just kind of like, say the front would be curly and then the back would kind of be like a bush of just stuff. And so it was a struggle, because I'm even realizing now, my back, the curl back there, the definition is so much better than the front. And that's from the heat damage that I've occurred over the years. And so it's been really difficult figuring out how to get to this curly state. And just the last 3 months have been amazing for me, as far as seeing what I can do with my hair and how I can style it differently, and just getting the definition of my curls. I haven't been able to find anything that would really get it to the way I want until, very recently. And it's still a work in progress, because it's still getting back to its natural state.
Okay. So what was your curly girl experience, Jeanette, as a kid, and how did it empower you or affect you negatively?
Well, I think I touched on it just a little bit, but I remember, like I mentioned, that I always had curly hair. That's just my natural curls. It's just, my natural hair is curly. But I remember growing up, like, around my family, and I hear it to this day now too. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, that bush, like, oh, that bush, look at that bush of hair. Like, why you coming out the house looking like that?" And to me, like, it affected me, because I felt like, okay, so that means that my hair don't look good because it's really curly, and I used to have it really poofy, So it affected me, because, like I said, it took me years of, like, I didn't love my curly hair because I didn't even appreciated it.
Right.
So I remember, like, down to say from my early state, like 10, 12, I started really doing my own hair, and I would put that flying in my hair every single day. Like she said, I would dye it. I would make sure, though, my hair was every day straight, because I remember those comments. And like I mentioned also, like, there was even dudes that would be like, "Oh, your curly hair, like, I like you better with your straight hair." I was like, damn, so I'm just not going to wear curly hair, because to me, it was just like, I wasn't getting no type of, like, attachment, or even that, like, people, when I used to have my curly hair, they'd be like, "Oh, you Dominican?" And if I had straight hair, they'd be like, or different other, like, they'd be like, "Are you Colombian, or are you, like, from Central America?" Let's say, because they thought, oh, just Dominican, Spanish girls, Puerto Ricans, oh, they are the only ones that have curly hair. So I'd be like, straight hair or curly, I'm Dominican, period. Like, I don't see it. But it did affect me, where I really had heat damage all the way to last year. And so, like I said, I really do love all the curly girl, the community, because it has shown me you can literally have curly hair, and now people love me for it. It's just a turnaround now. But it did affect me for so many years, because I thought I was not my best look when I had my curly hair.
Yo, it goes to mad layers. But I want to just say, Baron Davis has said,
I've seen it. Baron Davis
got that Harriet Tubman hairstyle right now.
Yes.
And that goes
right back
to Baron is somebody that we grew up with and went to school with.
But you know what? It's Baron. And what else do you expect from him? Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, bro.
So stupid.
Like, he been commenting the whole time.
No. But, aside from Baron, because it always been funny games with him, it's stuff like that. Like, people are told that to kids. Like, why you in here like the journey of truth?
Yeah, like, come on. Don't be calling your government is on Facebook, bro. What are you talking about? Stop.
Like, stuff like that goes to like, I know for me, and when I used to look at my natural hair, I would feel like I look like
We know.
a runaway slave. Like I look like I'm about to go pick cotton. That was the visual that
Yeah.
we had. You know what I mean? So I know my family never made me feel a way about my curly hair ever. You know, aside from maybe, you know, having the whole perm thing that didn't affect me till I was older when I was looking at my whole journey. But my family always empowered me. I think my mother found it very important to make sure that I didn't feel that because I am the daughter of a very fair skinned woman with blue eyes and blonde hair. And I'm dark skinned with dark hair. And there are a lot of things that I had to go up against mentally because of things that people would say. Oh, your mom's so beautiful. You look nothing like her. Oh, is your mom mixed? She has to be mixed. She has blue eyes. How is she all black and with blue eyes? That makes no sense. So, like, or people telling me I need to stay out the sun. And like just just all those things that like you don't realize it as a kid that they're being fed into you until you're a woman trying to do internal work on yourself and you trying to figure out why you think you're so ugly and why you think you're less than. And I actually just learned that that's because it's one of the four agreements. It's because you made that agreement with yourself after somebody said it. So now you believe it and now you have to change the agreement. And I think what's really dope about society now is that society as a whole is trying to change the whole agreement and what beauty is. You now see ads with a curly girl. She may not be black, but she'll be curly. But that's a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? But you got a curly girl, you got a blonde girl, and you got a straight brunette.
Yeah.
So everything is covered. But on to our third question. In your opinion, is hair texture categorized by race or ethnicity? Now, to start this off, I'm just going to go through briefly what hair texture type is. So, hair type goes from 1 to 4. That is category 1 being extremely straight, which is 1A, and then 4C being extremely coily, kinky and coily. And each category has a subsection. So it's 1A, 1B, 1C, and so forth as you get into each category. With that being said, we're going to talk about how race plays a part in that and how people view that. So I want to get your opinions before I get into all of that. Donna?
Well, you want to start with me? I have to say that I don't believe that it should be categorized by race or ethnicity. Hair is hair. You know, at the core, our hair is our hair. Everybody has hair. But we all started in one place, but as we started to commingle and move through the lands, all of that stuff caused us to change. And so I don't believe that hair itself, should be categorized to any place, because when I think about my family, we all have very different textures of hair. My oldest daughter has straight hair. It's very soft. It it waves up when it's wet. It doesn't really get so curly.
Oh man.
Myself, my hair is thick, but there is a softness to my thickness. And my hair is considered to be more manageable than most.
Mm-hmm.
When you look, to look at my hair, you may see one thing, but then you start combing through it and looking through it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I go to the Dominicans, and if I go to the Dominican salon, never forget, like the very first time I went to this one particular salon, the lady was going through my hair. She's like, oh, you have beautiful hair. And I'm just like, okay, no problem, thanks. But then my youngest, her hair is extremely thick, extremely coily, and like her hair holds no type of moisture. So it gets really dry, and we have a battle. But then my son, because he has hair too, men have hair.
Yeah.
His hair is extremely straight.
Wow.
My son's hair, Kwame, his hair is straight. If you wet the brush and you start, like, it just goes straight. It's the craziest thing. I've never seen a guy's hair like that before. So I personally don't see it as, I know we all have different hair types, but I think that you can find different hair types and textures in all ethnicities.
Yes.
Yep. I feel you on that. That's exactly how I feel. Hair is hair at the end of the day. And you brought it back to the science of it because of all the
Exactly
changing and the DNA and all of that. But it's like, I really despise people putting hair into a race. Because I know Jewish girls with kinky
hair.
Yeah.
I know Spanish girls with hair like mine.
Mm-hmm.
I know Black girls with wavy hair. Like, it's hair. You either have a type of hair. It's not because of whatever background you are. You know what I mean? And like, I find that people in other cultures, and even old school people of other cultures will call curly hair ethnic. And it's like, I had to look up, when I was hearing it, I had to look up the word ethnic. And because I was like, maybe I got something messed up. Maybe, I don't know. But the word ethnic is basically saying that everyone is an ethnicity because everyone has an ethnicity.
Exactly.
Where you're from, that's your ethnicity. So how is kinky curly hair
ethnic hair?
Yeah.
So we got everybody hair.
Like, come on. So it's like with stuff like that, like I try to educate on things like that because like those were words that were put there to diminish our kinky curly hair, to make us feel less than, to put us in a category of beneath the rest, you know? And it's like, no, like I have Spanish friends with hair like mine. And it's not because they're Spanish and dark skinned. You know what I mean? That's another thing. People think kinky coily hair
is only for brown and dark.
You are.
And that's the crazy part because my youngest, who has the thickest hair out of all of us, is the lightest.
Right. And what's crazy is I think that is the premise of like whenever I go to a hair salon, just like how you said, Donna, they start going through my hair and they're like, "Oh, you got good hair."
It's like,
why? Because it's a little bit more manageable. Why? Because it's soft to texture. It does hold a curl pattern. Yeah. Okay. There's days I wish that I have 4C hair so I could do a twist out. Mind you, I just did a twist out on my 4B hair. And yeah, I'm very hyped because my hair never did a twist out. Like, So, or the twist out that I want looks different than somebody with 4C. Somebody with 4C with a twist out can have that twist out for 2 weeks because of the texture of their hair.
Yeah.
So really, what's good and what's bad? There's no good, there's no bad. It's all hair, you know? Jeanette, how do you feel about that?
No, I totally agree. And I know that you and I have gone into it, like into conversation about it, because like we have seen other people that have mentioned it, and it's like, no, it has nothing to do with that. It's completely different. And I, even growing up in school, like there's one of my friends, I'm still friends with her. She's a Black girl, and there people used to be like, yeah, she got that good hair because she mixed. Bro, she is just Black. Like they always like, yeah, she's half Indian. No, stop it. Like,
Yes.
just
You
Black.
got coolie in you. You got coolie in you.
They used to always say, yeah, what you, like you said, like you mentioned, if you was like a Black girl and you had good, it's like what you mixed with. Well, I'm just
me.
And like I said, it's crazy because for me, when I, like I said, growing up, when I had my straight hair, nobody would say, oh, are you Dominican? The moment I would wear my hair curly is, oh, you Dominican? Because I have my curly hair. I'm like, that has nothing to do with my hair is straight or not. My dad has straight hair, like very fine. My curly hair just come because it's curly. Like you said, it's just a hair type. You know, my little sister hair is more curlier than mine. And I'm the middle, and then my older sister, her curls are not as tight as mine, but we all the same mother and father, everything. So it's like, it's just a hair type, like you mentioned, it's just different. But I totally agree, because we had to, you especially, Tish, you had to educate a couple people down the line, because it's like, they're like, yeah, what do you use for in this city hair? Excuse me?
What? Like
ethnic hair?
Yeah, what do you, no. Mm-mm.
But yo, it's crazy. Oh man. I do find it very important to, when we are self-reflecting and going through any like inner work, to kind of like my life coach used to do this exercise where it was like, write a letter to your 5-year-old self, or
Yeah.
and so my question for you guys is, what would you tell your 5-year-old self about their hair, about your hair? Donna.
Okay.
Oh, Jeanette, you got to answer?
Jeanette could go.
No, yeah. No, because I don't know if she was like thinking about it.
I would say don't get a perm.
Mm-hmm.
I got a perm at my 14th, right before I was turning 14. I got it done for my 14th birthday. And I think I just would say don't get the perm. I really think that, don't get the perm, and just like embrace what you have, because you're gonna love it. just be patient. You don't know what you're doing yet. You're not gonna know what to do, but like, don't get a perm and read some magazines. You have friends, and that was the other good thing. Like, I had friends that did my hair growing up. Shout out to Yolanda.
Yeah.
She still do my hair. She do my baby's hair. Like, I have always had people around to like guide me with my hair journey, because I really just never knew what to do with it. My mom was like, I'm not messing with you. You don't want to listen to nobody. Figure it out yourself. Because she actually would promote like having full hair and, letting it have some body. But I remember just wanting flat. I just wanted my hair flat. I didn't want any body. I didn't even want no curls. Just let it be flat. And I'll slick it back in a ponytail or put it in some braids, depending on how we feel. But just embrace your hair, because you're going to really love it.
Jeanette?
Girl, I feel like every little girl that has curly hair should hear that, because it's the truth. I mean, thankfully I didn't have to get a perm, but my mom used to take me to the hair salon all the time. And the worst part, she used to cut it to here, because she's like, your hair too long. I can't be managing your hair. Like, why are you cutting my hair like a boy? I used to get so mad. I used to be so upset. But I mean, I will honestly tell myself at that age, at 5 years old, though, you know, my mom was still doing my hair at that age, but I would just tell her, like, don't listen to what other people are saying about your hair. Your hair is beautiful. That is who you are. That the hair, you know, your hair is, like you mentioned, we mentioned before, it's just hair, but it's just who you are. Like for me, it's like I love my curly hair now. Trust me, I love that I be loving my hair. Like now, like we feel, oh my God, I didn't even know you had curly hair because I used to always have it straight. And I'm like, I love that I'm different. I love that I have curly hair, and it's just who I am. So I would just go back and tell myself, don't listen to anyone that tells you like you don't look pretty with your hair not curly. It's who you are, and you're beautiful being as natural as possible. And as you guys can see, I am all gray naturally. I don't dye my hair. So I'm embracing that part too. Because for a while I'm like, oh, gray hair, hell no. Like I'm not even old. And now I'm just like loving every part of just being me.
Yep.
Yes, yes,
Same
yes.
thing with that gray. Embrace. I love it. My grandfather had I always, when I knew him since I was born, he always had a head full of white hair. And I always thought that was the coolest thing. And my goal is to have white hair, and I want a purple tint. I have always said that. I have always said that. And people be like, you are ridiculous, but I promise you, I'm gonna have a purple tint.
Yeah.
Purple tint.
Well, my 5-year-old self, I would tell my 5-year-old self that my hair is beautiful, that it is not hard to handle, it is precious and it's delicate, and you have to take more time with it, and you have to be patient, and you have to let it flourish. You have to handle it like a delicate rose, and do what you want it to do, and to focus on healthy hair, no matter if it's natural or if it's permed or if you keep it straight and blown out. Like, just always make sure that your hair is healthy. That is number one. Um, two more questions. We're almost done. What do you want to see change in the curly girl community? I know what I want to see change. Hair shaming.
Yeah.
Hair shaming people just because, first of all these curly girl ads, it's always girls with big old hair with the perfect curl. Like, your hair, not everybody's hair is like that. And when it's in an ad campaign, I work ad campaigns. We make the hair look as perfect as possible because that's what the client wants. The client wants the hair to look perfect because a person is going to want to buy the product if it looks perfect. They're not buying a product for imperfection. But what I want people to understand is that it's okay if your hair frizzes. It's okay if your hair is thin. It's okay if you have low density. It's okay. Like, I have one of my closest friends, Gigi. She has long hair and high density. Do you know how much of a pain in the neck her hair is for her? You know what I mean?
I
So,
could imagine.
just count your blessings. Stop counting your hair strands. It's not that serious. And girls with, women with certain hair types, stop shaming other people with their hair.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see change.
I love that because that's so true. Or also, like, I feel like in the curly, like we mentioned before, if you're white, if you're Spanish, or you're black, you can have curly hair. So we can't look at someone, let's say, I can't look at someone that's white and just be like, no, you don't have Spanish curly hair, so I can't use your products. And we've seen that a lot. Like some people like Jeanette, I had people say, oh, because you using those products, but you don't have my curl type that is not curly enough that I can't use that. But it's like, no, like let's educate each other on the curly world, the curly community, and know that maybe because let's say my hair is 3A, let's see, and yours is different if it's 2 or B, or 4, like let's see like what we can do and how can we work with the same products. Because to you and I, like you mentioned, like I'm like, I love the gel, oh I love the mousse, and it's like, okay, but we, you know, or let use this trick, like educate each other, make sure that don't look at one another, be like, oh, just because you're black I can't use the same product, or just because you're white you know, like we all have curly hair.
Because you know what, when I used to work for Carol's daughter, and when I would work in the store, there were women of all hair types buying the same product, because everybody uses the product for something different. Like say with Monet, there's this the taffy, right? I may use it for my wash and go, and Jeanette may use it to slick her hair back into a ponytail.
Yeah.
Because my hair can take it, it won't be too heavy on a wash and go, but for her, it'll be too heavy on a wash and go. So like, but she can use it for something else. So
yeah, no, that's true, because I remember when I first started using the Monat products, I had the curl defining cream, and I was liking the curl defining cream. And I heard you talk about the mousse, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to get the mousse." I tried the mousse, and I liked the mousse, but I actually, for what I was looking for, the curl defining cream is better on my wash and goes. I use the mousse. I actually use the mousse to like kind of slick the edges on the side, because it'll give it like just a little polish to it. That's all. Because I try not to use a lot of product, and I think that goes back to my history, because using a lot of product would make my face break out. But I'm not having that issue with these products, so I'm able to use you know, I'm not scared to put product in my hair because I'm worried about my face breaking out.
You see, Donna, I don't use the mousse. I use the curl defining cream as well. That's what I use on my hair to get my hair like this.
That's crazy. People would think because of your hair texture, you wouldn't use something as heavy, that you would use the in the mousse only.
See, I find the mousse to actually weigh my hair down.
And I love the mousse.
Yeah, you.
Well, I know you don't have about the mousse, and that's why I was like, okay, I want to try the mousse.
Right.
And it's not that I don't hate the mousse. If I don't have curl defining, I'm gonna use the mousse, and it'll still work out. But it's fun. You're playing with products, and you can just see the difference in the curl. So it's like if I'm trying to get a more, say, sleeker look, but with the curls, I will actually use the mousse, because it's more controlling.
Right.
As opposed to the curl, the defining cream, it leaves me a little bit more bounce.
Okay. Got you.
Definitely.
So that really just goes to show that, like, while products are not universal in a sense that, like, what I use, you use for the same thing, curly hair products, essentially, we all can use for something. Or
exactly.
And it's also just like when I used other brands, like there were certain things in the line that I just didn't use, that I didn't touch. I might have my 3 or 4 products that were my go-to. Fortunately for me, in Monet, I kind of use almost everything for something different. It's really crazy how that works. Because like I use the intense repair for me to I use it every other wash day for me to treat my hair follicles, because my hair is thinning a little bit. And then I'll use the volumizing shampoo when I'm doing wash and goes. I'll use the Renew shampoo when I'm doing regular hairstyles. You know, different things I'll use on my extensions than what I use on my natural hair. I also use certain different products on like my clients. So I kind of make use of everything.
You do. But and also going back to the curly products, I feel like also it just how much of you use it. Some people have to use more of it to be more defined. Some people have to use less of it to be, like for me, using the curl defining cream, it took me a couple of tries to know exactly what to do with it. Cause it wasn't at first, I'm like, I got it one try, I'm like, oh, how did I do it? And then the next wash, I was like, oh, that don't look good. So, it just hot. And I'm like, okay, I'm probably doing too much, too less. I'm like, let me add the oil in there. And it's just, you have to play with it. Like you said,
And
you
that's
play
the
with
thing
the product.
about curly hair and why people don't want to put the time in, because it takes time. When people are like, curly hair is not for me, it doesn't look good on me. How does the natural state that God made you not look good on you?
I love
How? How? I think that statement sounds so dumb.
I think like we mentioned, they just have to go back to, they probably heard a couple comments here and there and they have not got over it. And now they feel like they just don't look good.
And you just have to find the style that works for you. Like me, I can't do a rod set. When I do a rod set, I look like I look crazy. I look like, when you was in elementary school and your mother did your hair and it was the two Shirley Temple curls
right in the front.
That's what I look like when I do a rod set. So, but the last question before we wrap it up, in your opinion, how does rocking your hair natural empower other women?
For me, I would say first of all, I am super proud of myself for actually going natural, because it took me a whole year to actually see like where I'm at today. And I thank myself every single day, like, girl, I'm so happy you did it, because I can't even see myself with straight hair, like I mentioned before, anymore. I just really love my curly hair. I feel like it's who I really am. But I have gotten so much messages of so many girls telling me, oh my God, I want to transition my hair. I want my curly hair back, because I also expressed that, yes, it might not be easy, but it's beautiful once you get there. The transition is hard. The heat damage strings is not cute. It takes time, it takes consistency, it takes disciplines, the deep condition and all that. But I got so many messages of so many women telling me that because I transition my hair, that now they're starting their journey of transitioning their hair to natural, back to their curly hair.
Right. That's kind of like how I kind of feel about like what rocking my hair does for other people. Like when I really started to embrace my hair growth and doing my hair and showing it publicly, my process, like talking about when a style worked for me, when it didn't work for me, when I didn't like it, when I had to wash my hair all out after I stayed up all night doing it, like just being open about that journey. I find people are always in my inbox like, your hair is so beautiful, like I might try this, or and it's really like I became my own hair goals. Like I used to save picture after picture after picture, and like I look in the mirror now and I'm like, I'm my own hair goals. I'm my own hair goals when I'm wearing my hair with no clip-ins. I'm hair goals when I am wearing clip-ins. I like, and that's another thing. Like I also feel, because I'm super transparent about how I style my hair, that has really helped with empowering people as well, because they'll be like, sometimes when I post my wash and goes, people will be like, I wish that I could have my hair like that. And I'll be like, you can too, for $59.99 on Amazon. Get some clip-ins, sis. Get a clip-in. I put a track, I do boop, boop, and now I have the volume that I want. You know what I mean? Like, and not to say that my hair doesn't look good without it. I just know how I like my hair. And until my hair grows out the way, if I want it in a certain style, then that's what I'm going to do. And there's no shame in that. Those ads that you see, they have clip-ins and extensions a lot of the good hair companies are straying away from the unauthentic look, so they are making sure that like they hire talent that has curly hair. But that's because there's a lot of people with curly hair now and that are embracing curly hair. Back then, that was not the case. So yes, there might have been an extension thrown in there, and so I just say all that to say that be empowered by watching other women embrace their hair and go for it yourself. Don't just be a spectator. And like I really use Monet as the vehicle to empower other women with their hair, because honestly, before I started using Monet products, like I'm not even talking about the business, using Monet products every single day, I fell in love with my hair. I have never felt this way about my hair. It's finally curling the way it did when I was 5. It's finally like, it looks like something. I can manage my hair. I know what to do with my hair. I know how I can do different styles and be okay. Like, this is the first time I did a twist out, and I did it with all Monet products, and it came out perfect. When does that happen? I remember years ago trying to do a twist out, and after the second time, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It was a total wrap. So, yeah, empowering women by just being yourself. One more person had to answer that, right?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't know who watches my hair, or, I know that my girls watch my hair. And specifically to my youngest, because she compares herself to her sister who has the long straight hair. I am super intentional about wearing my hair like this now, because all she ever asks is to go get her hair straightened. Mommy, I want to go get my hair straightened. And she's 7. And I want to say the first time she got her hair straightened, she might have been like, it was either 5 or 6. And we went and got a blowout. And she loved it. Mm-hmm. And she has been hooked ever since. But with them seeing me now with the products, and they see mommy is selling hair products, and watching mommy wash her hair, she's like, oh, can you do mine? And she doesn't like to get her hair done, but she's kind of interested in what's going on, because it's not just mommy doing her hair. She does actually see the business part of it. So it's kind of like it's hilarious, because her birthday was last Thursday, and she wanted all new to add to her arsenal of Barbie dolls. And she was like, I need a black man. She's like, I need a man. And when I tell you, we have baby dolls with all type of hair. We have a Barbie doll with a fro. We have one with, like Tish's curls today. There's, straight hair, and we got black dolls, we got white dolls, we got everything. And we were sitting in the car, and we were joking, and I was like, and then my daughter Dana, she was like, my name's Kevin, and I use Monet. Now you have to see. now you have to see this new doll. Like, his hair is fresh, and it's not real hair; it's plastic. But the way they got it, I was like, "Oh, we about to do a commercial," because we were just having fun. But she is really, really just kind of going with this whole thing and starting to like her curls. We're getting to a place where it's not hurting her as much. It's really been helpful with the new products. So we're excited. She's excited. Curly hair rocks. Mm-hmm. Because it's been it's kind of bothered me, because she really has been she looks to her sister and she's like, I want my hair long and straight. Is my hair growing? And I'm like, baby, it's growing, but it's not straight.
Right.
And it's not going to always be straight. And I want you to love how your hair is. That's not to say that we won't ever go get blowouts, because we love a blowout, but we're not going to do it every week and every 2 weeks to, you know, to try to be something that we're not, you know. Right. We can play with our hair, and I think I want to, you know, show them that we can do different things with our hair. They love getting braids and putting color in their braids. So we're not trying to just, you know, make anybody feel bad about their hair, because there was a point where I saw us heading in that direction.
Okay, so because we're business partners, we have a meeting to go to soon. So
yes,
just to close it out, I want everyone to just say where we can find you. Me, I'm Tish Ferguson. You can find me on Instagram at Tish_Ferguson. That's where I put all of my videos and stuff, and where I release any updates for my YouTube channel or my Facebook or anything that I'm doing will be there. That's the central location of everything. And you can also check out tishferguson.com/links, LINKS, for any if you have any questions about Monet or any products that you would like to use. All right.
You can find me also on Instagram. I am at JAY Live, LIVE_LI. I'm always on Instagram, so that's where you can find me.
And I'm also on Instagram, Donna Levon. And I also have a Facebook group called Experience Monet with Donna Levon. So you can also find that.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, Donna. This was amazing. I think I might upload this to my YouTube channel. It was that good. All right, good night, guys.
Night, babe.
Good night. See you soon.
See you in like 20 minutes.
All right.